First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukal Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth. And a shout out to Takin that's out there on the four quarters of the earth, coming into this truth and going out and teaching. Because, as Brother Kazak had put it, you ain't in this truth until you come out here and start teaching. Taking it to the streets and teaching the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukal Kadash. And that's what we are here to do. We are here to occupy until the Most High sends Yahushai to deliver us, on a cloud. And so, how we got into this condition and everything, well, we know that a FEMA center has been opened up here in Reading to relocate those displaced by the disaster. You can now go to Kmart, which closed down earlier this year, and sign up to be relocated to Sacramento. That's a FEMA camp. And, many people are going to do that because, well, there's nothing here. Most High is judging this place. On the East Coast, you got, hurricane winds and causing flood situations. Then over here on the West, you got these fires that they can't put out. They don't want a good crisis to go to waste. So what are they doing? They're getting everybody voluntarily going to the, if you will, refugee center, a service center over there at Kmart, a FEMA center to be relocated because, of course, these people have nothing. So, of course, they want to relocate. Yes, and once you get to that FEMA camp, you can check in. They will provide you with the housing and everything, because they've been doing that to the homeless for a long time. Yes, you'll be relocated with the housing, but you will never be able to leave. You are pretty much permanently housed there. And what better way than with the fact that these people have no hope left. Esau has no hope, so what he's doing is he's rounded everything up, That's why you don't see... a lot of truthers out there, whistleblowers, such as Alex Jones, because they want to try to silence this truth, but this truth is already out here. Everybody knows that 9/11 was an inside job. Everybody knows that the Boston bombing was just a test run for Jade Helm drills, and it was Alex Jones who also told you about what Jade Helm was. Operation Army After Next, which is, pretty much to lock down the cities. They were practicing for how they can come in and lock down the cities and pretty much round people up. In no time at all, when this thing had broken up, people were already at the evacuation centers. But that was just the beginning of waves. Of course, now they are, willingly. This is the willingness now, to sign up to, of course, get government housing. Duh. And so that's what's going to happen. They're going to be relocated in Sacramento. They could check in anytime, but they could never leave. So Kmart became FEMA. And so with that, we once had the truth. We fell away from it, but now we're coming back into the truth. But how we fell away? Well, it's pretty much covered here in Amos chapter 5. And this is how we fell away. We started falling after other philosophies. So, of course, generations later, we'd be born into these other philosophies. Being raised on Christianity or Buddhism or Islam and all these other cults, which pretty much differ with what the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai says. Just right before I came into this full truth, I used to say, where the word differs with everything that we've been taught. I was reading the Word. Unlike a lot of people that just believe what their pastor tells them, I started questioning everything, and was given good advice. Open your King James Bible up and read it, and if the pastor or whoever's teaching says something that doesn't line up, zip up your Bible and get the hell out of there, because anybody who lied to you about this ain't your friend. Well, come to find out, that's Esau, Edomites. Edomites are the cursed people. They're the people of the curse. So I'm just going to read out of Amos chapter 5. Hear ye this word which I have taken up against you, even a lamentation, O house of Israel. So this is when we started following after other philosophies. The virgin of Israel is fallen. What's that talking about? Is it virgin as in not having sex? No. It's our delicacy, the fact that we were one with the Most High, but we are no longer considered virgins. But yet, we're in the time that we would come back. And that's why it mentions the virgins, for they are virgins, meaning that we do not adapt to the other philosophies, nor do we teach other philosophies. That's why we don't teach that you can call on any name. No, you have to have his name. The name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukal Kadosh, which is the only name we're teaching, unlike these other false camps that are out there, these false prophets. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the city that went out by 1,000 shall leave 100, and that which went forth by 100 shall leave 10 to the house of Israel. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto the house of Israel, seek ye me, and ye shall live. And that's what we're doing now. We're seeking the name of the Most High by calling upon his name, having the names correctly, teaching the right doctrine. But seek not Bethel, nor enter into Gilgal, and pass not to Beersheba, for Gilgal shall surely go into captivity, and Bethel shall come to naught. And that's what happened. We were brought into captivity here in Babylon the Great, America, the final Babylon. Seek the Lord, and ye shall live, lest he break out like fire in the house of Joseph and devour it, and there shall be none to quench it in Bethel. So again, pretty much judgments are being poured out, because we're now coming out, taking it to the streets, and telling people, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, or you're going to get destroyed. You're going to be consumed by nuclear fire. Listen to this, verse 7. You who turn judgment to wormwood, and leave off righteousness in the earth. Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord is his name. And what's that name? Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Rukal Kadosh. So the earth is going to be scorched by fire. What's that talk about? Well, this future judgment is, of course, talking about them ICBMs, nuclear fire, and also the fire from them clouds, which we also know as chariots. That strengthened the spoil against the strong, so that the spoil shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. They hate us. Of course they hate us. They want us shut down, which is why they made Alex Jones the example. They hate whistleblowers. They hate to, and we're the whistleblowers. We're the real whistleblowers, because we're out here telling you that this place is wicked. We're out here telling you that pretty much come out of Esau. Stop hanging out with Esau. Stop acting like he's your best friend, because he hates you with a whole heart. That's why he put you in captivity to begin with. For as much, therefore, as your treading is upon the poor, and you take them from burdens of wheat, you have built houses of hewn stone, but you have not dwelt in them. You have planted pleasant vineyards, but you shall not drink wine of them. What's that talking about? We labor, but we don't enjoy the fruits thereof. Oh man, we're on government subsidized housing, we have to wait for government to check, we ain't got shit here. We're doing it all for Esau, the so-called white man, who is the devil. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just and take a bride, and they turn aside the poor in the gate from the right. Look at how many people have been turned aside here in Reading. 30% of this population is poor, and what do? They blame the homeless for everything that goes on here. Oh, it's the homeless. The reason why these places are closed, it's the homeless, it's the homeless. So they hate the poor and the needy, which, believe it or not, these curses are actually falling upon the Edomites. Jake's out here, especially Latinos and Native Americans, which is mostly what we have up here in the northern side. We have some Judah as well, but we're actually doing pretty good out here, But like everything else, though, these curses are coming upon Esau, and so he's bearing the curses, because the curses are slowly coming off of us, and they're going on to Esau. So, anyhow, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil in time. Seek good and not evil, that you may live, and so that the Lord, the God of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall be with you, as you have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good. Oh, Christians love to use this one. Yeah, we hate the sin, but love the sinner. That's not what he's talking about here. The Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, And they shall call the husbandmen in mourning, and such are skillful in lamentation to wailing. What's that talking about? When the Most High is ready to destroy this place, you see it crumbling down. You see the society being broken down piece by piece. And again, we're out here on the streets teaching. And all the vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Most High. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkened and not light. What's that talking about? All these people talking about the rapture, or talking about, oh, happy day. You know, they rejoice and all that. But yet, there's a judgment coming upon the wicked. Who are the wicked? The 2/3, as well as the Edomites and all the wicked nations. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkened and not light, and even very dark, and no brightness in it? For yeah, you know, this day is coming when he destroys this place and all the wicked with it. I hate you. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. What's that talking about? These wicked festivities, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, especially that one. I mean, just all of these things. He does not take any joy whatsoever. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. See what I'm saying? For I will not hear the melody of thy viols. You know, all these stupid fucking Christmas carolers and shit. Most High ain't hearing that shit. He hates that shit. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have you offended unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But you have borne the tabernacle of Moloch and Cruan, your images, the star of your God, which made to yourselves. So, what's that talking about? The star. Let's see, is it not in the national anthem? Whose broad stripes and bright stars, right? You know, when you're worshiping with these other Edomites of wickedness, and you're singing God Bless America and all that shit. He hates this. Therefore, I will cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus. Isn't that interesting that this place, Babylon the Great, is beyond Damascus, and yet is attacking Damascus? Saying the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts. And what's that name? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rukal Kadash. Because that's the only name that there actually is. You call upon all those other names, you may as well just call upon Baal. Because that's what Jesus Christ is, Caesar Borgia, modern day Baal. And so, and that's not the only one. There's Buddha, there's, you know, Muhammad, or Allah, you know. None of these things are going to save you. That day of calamity is coming. This little bit that we just felt with a car fire, it's just a small glimpse. The Mendocino fire already surpassed that. Record-breaking things, fire is getting out of control. Not being able to put them out so easily. That's what's coming to America, for it is already here. So I hope this has been edifying, and go out here and take it to the streets. Proclaim thy name. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rukal Kadash. Until then, I say Shalom and Brakatah.